Hello friends, colleagues, and associates. I'm Vincenti from VincentiIL, and today we're playing some more Minecraft. We are back on the Craftadia Minecraft server. Last episode we built our giant tree farm underground. Now that we are set as far as collecting wood goes, I wanted to spend today working on the automatic pumpkin farm. I spent quite a bit of time collecting all the resources that I think I'll need for this build. It's not an exact count of exactly everything that I'm going to need, but this should cover all of the resources that we could possibly need. I don't think I'll have to go collect anything else whatsoever. I spent quite a bit of time in the nether just getting some quartz for these redstone items, but other than that, I think we'll be good to go. Now the first thing to do is to do some excavation. Let's see, let me grab my items first. So we'll take Stormbreaker 2 with us. I'm very sad because I fell in some lava, I lost the first Stormbreaker, so I had to spend quite a bit of money to remake Stormbreaker. So yeah, very sad, very unfortunate. So I guess we won't worry about plant. Actually, the problem is I won't be able to fit all of this in my inventory, obviously. So why don't I start with planning on building like a couple of rows at a time. Okay, so this is what I'll head down with for now. I think this should definitely get us through at least half of what we need to build at least a couple of rows. Now, the area that we measured, so this is pretty long. It's 14 blocks long. So we need 14 blocks long. We need it to be 5 blocks deep. So 5 blocks, which includes these two, as well as one of the dirt layer and 2 above the dirt. So 5 blocks deep, 14 blocks long, and what is this? I think it's 7 blocks wide. Let's see, don't mind this here. This was, that I was just practicing the dropper elevator system that I'm gonna eventually use. But I won't worry about it now. We'll just stick that in there, clear this out so that we're nice and tidy. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm minimizing the amount of digging I actually have to do. So the first step, we'll build the dirt layer that the pumpkin seeds will be planted on. So we'll start with that. Okay, so I think I'm doing this in the right order. I'm digging down 3 and then a small 3x3 channel and filling the sides with dirt here. So this is where the pumpkin seeds will actually be planted. So the pumpkin seeds will be planted there, and then from here, I can dig out where the observers and pistons will go. Yeah, that seems right. Maybe I should go ahead and dig out the block behind there as well, because that's where the redstone will need to go. All right, so let's do pistons and observers first. So piston, oh right, observer has to go on the other side. Oh, this is gonna be quite annoying. I'll have to do a round of just doing pistons and then go behind and then do the observer. All right, let's do pistons. Oh no, why is that getting power? Where is that getting power from? It's getting power from these powered rails. Let's see, because I'm powering these rails right here. What if I do this? And I'd rather use a redstone torch, but I'll do that later. Okay, there we go. And then this one should be... All right, now let's continue. So piston, piston, observer, observer, piston, piston. Something's not adding up here. Does it start with a piston? I have to look at the top. Okay, so up here it starts with 1 piston, 2 observers. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of observers, and then it ends with a single piston. Okay, all right, I got it. Okay, so down here, 1 piston, two observers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't dig back nearly far enough. That's what it is. Okay, I have the order figured out at least, so I'm getting there with the layout. I have all the pistons in place, so I have piston, then I have 7 sets where the observers are going to be, and then I have it on both sides. I do need to fix the block above it so that that is not powered, but I think we are getting there. I'll fix that 1 block, and then we can start adding the observers in. We'll have to dig out channels behind all of these pistons. We are finally set with all of these redstone components. The pistons and the observers, they are set up exactly how they need to be. I did have to go up here and make sure I dug this channel, and the channel needed to be flush here because I am going to put redstone dust all along this, and that should power everything. But other than that, I think we can start. Let's see, the water is going to go in here, so maybe I'll go ahead and start hoeing the land, plant the seeds, put the water in. How am I gonna put the light in here? I do want to keep these blocks above. Let's just go with it and see what happens. Okay, we are set with that. Now I think I can just place glass across here. I know what I'll do. To get the light level where it needs to be, I'll break this down. Okay, I think I am set here. I have pretty much the entire internal components done. I just need to place the redstone at the back and then I can work on the minecart system. Okay, I have everything in place. So we've got everything set up there. We've got all of the redstone in the back. So this should be fully functional now. Yep, you can see the pistons activate as the pumpkin stems start to grow. We've got the light level feeding that. So all that's left for this level is to add in the minecart system. So for that, I need to dig 2 more down. So I've got 2 down here. This is the dirt layer, so that means, yeah, this is where our rails will begin. So I'll dig a channel, yeah, going like 14 blocks that direction. Okay, so this part's pretty easy. I made it on the right side over here. So to replicate that, I basically will just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'll keep doing this all the way down until we reach the end of this dirt line, because everything else around here is made of stone, and also the other useless ones like diorite and andesite and those other types of not very useful blocks. So now that we've reached the end here, we just add a block there, and then we can start placing our rails. So we'll do 3 there. When we do the 3, we will add a block there. Dig around here just so that we can go around, and then add our lever. Now that powered rail is indeed powered. So now we just add in the rest of the regular rails. We leave a space here, and then 3 more. Oh cool, that's getting powered too, nice. And then the last step is to take our minecart with hopper and shift click, place it on this very last rail, and off it goes. All right, we are done with 1 out of 5 layers, hooray. I want to make sure I didn't break anything up here. Looks like both sets of minecarts are still going, so we are good. If I drop items into here, they still go through. Okay, we are good to go. So this was the second layer that I built today, so we now have 3 levels of pumpkin farms in total. I think I'm ready to do a sort of step-by-step tutorial. Alright everybody, I have finally got everything ready to do a proper tutorial on how to build an underground automatic pumpkin farm and how to make it stackable. This is pretty detailed. Let's just get right into it. So first thing is these bottom 2 rows right here in the chest is everything you need to make 1 stack of pumpkin farm. And this doesn't include any of the actual solid blocks that you're going to build on because we're digging it underground. So if you're building yours underground, just have a couple of stacks of whatever block you want to build on. But for me, since we're doing it underground, I can just dig out exactly how we're going to place everything. So that being said, let me just grab all of my items. So again, this is our shopping list to make a single layer of our pumpkin farm stack. Now let's head on down there. So first thing is we don't need these pumpkins that we're holding, so we'll get rid of these. But I've done 4 layers so far, so I'm ready for my last one at the front of our bottommost layer. So if you're stacking these and you want to build below, you want to start at the very front of it where this hopper is. What you're going to do is you're going to dig down 3 blocks, then forward 2. So from here, you, starting in this space, make a 3x3 tunnel. So this was our 3x3 space that we carved out, and now we're going to just extend this so that it's 28 blocks long. So it's already 3 long. 4, 5, 27, and 28. All right, we've got our space that we need. Now the next step is, now that you've got this 28 block long tunnel, we're going to place our dirt blocks along the corners here. So these are the dirt blocks that the pumpkins are going to grow on. I'm going to do the same here. Now that we've got our rows of dirt going along the bottom of the tunnel, we're going to carve out a groove on each side, going just diagonal to these dirt blocks. Same here. Now that we have these grooves dug out, we can place our pistons. This is going to be for our pistons and our observers, but because you can only place them in certain orientations, from here we have to start with the pistons. Regardless of whether you start on this end or the end over there, you're going to start by placing a single piston, then every time after that you'll skip 2 blocks and then place 2 pistons. 2 blocks, 2 pistons. And again, it's 2 blocks, 2 pistons, 2 blocks, 2 pistons, 2 blocks, 2 pistons, etc. And then the last one you'll end with a single piston. Same thing on this side. Once you have all of your pistons in place, you're going to mine out 1 block further in each of the grooves where there aren't pistons. So in these empty spaces, you'll dig 1 further back. By now we have all of our pistons in place and we have all the spaces for our observers. Before we start actually placing the rest of the redstone, we're going to complete the farm part of this where we place the water, we're going to till the land, and plant the pumpkin seeds. So the first thing is to get out your buckets of water and just start placing the water along. Once you've filled in all the water and you've made it back to the front, just fill in the gap here with any solid block to close off the running water. Now we'll go ahead and till the land with the hoe. We're going to do this at every spot where there's not a piston. And we'll do the 2 here, skip 2, 2 here, skip 2, etc. Next we plant our pumpkin seeds. Just hold down right click, walk along the dirt. This next step is where we begin placing the glass, and we're going to start with placing a row of glass over top of the water. Once the water is covered with glass blocks, we're going to place torches on top of the glass, and we're just going to do 1 every 4 blocks. As we're placing these torches, we do want to go ahead and remove the ones that we placed earlier for lighting. Now the last step here is to place the remaining glass in the space above where the seeds are planted. Now that I'm stuck here, back at the beginning, I'm just gonna mine out this space so I can get around. But I do want to cover these ones back up, these spots. There you go. So that's it for the farm part of the farm. Now we do have to get all the redstone for the pistons in place. So to get started on the redstone behind all of these pistons here, we're going to place a block down, and here we will dig 4 spaces this direction. 3 and 4. And then once you're at the end here, we're going to dig an L shape, just like this. And we're going to do this for the entire 28 spaces. Okay, once you've found out that you've made it to the end here, if you remember that the very end only has 1 piston, we can go ahead and cover back up this last one, just so that we don't accidentally waste any redstone. But the next step is to take all of our observers, and we're going to place the observers between each set of pistons. So 2 there, 2 there. It should be a total of 14, as there are 7 sets of 2. Now that we have the observers placed, we are going to go ahead and light this up so that we don't get any mobs spawning. The very last step for this side is to place all of our redstone dust, and we're just going to place it along this row here. So right there. All right, so this side is hooked up, and we're going to do the exact same on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And again with the L shape. We've dug out our L shape, and now we'll place our observers again. And we're just going to do another pass back and forth to place the torches and to get our redstone current going. All right, now all of our redstone is completely done for the piston system. The very last step here is to get the collection system going, which is using the hoppers with minecarts, which will run underneath those dirt blocks. And this is pretty straightforward. So we're gonna come to the front of our farm, dig down 3 blocks. We're gonna hop on in, do 2 blocks that direction, 2 blocks this direction, and they're gonna be 3 high. And then at one end of them, we're going to do the L shape again. Now we're going to continue this L shape all the way down the 28 block length again, but it's easy to tell when to stop because the dirt will end. So we've reached the end here, and I just want to block off this last one. This is the last place where our pumpkins are going to grow and be pushed into our system here. All right, now that we've got our L shape carved all the way down, we're going to do the same thing on this other side. Again, we know we've reached the end because of the dirt here ending, and we just want to block off the last one. And just for ease of access, I'm going to carve out a space where I can access around the back to the other side. Boom. Now we're going to go back to the front where we started and place all of our hoppers. All right, now that we're back at the front, we're just going to chop off these 4 blocks. We'll take our 4 hoppers. We'll point the first one in this direction. The next one will come this way, and this one will end here. And then we'll have one more coming to this side as well. We'll be able to clear this out. And then these hoppers, it's up to you if you want to connect them to an elevator system, or if you want to keep things simple, you can just place a chest there. Now what we're going to do with our hoppers here is we'll just place a block at an angle from there. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Take this one away. And each one is going to get a lever. Next up, we're just going to place all of our rails. We'll start by placing a powered rail on top of this hopper by holding the sneak button and then placing 1 powered rail. We'll do a regular rail, another powered rail, and once you get to this section, we're going to take out this block and the block behind it, take a redstone and place it right under there. Now it's important that the redstone torch is on the side face there as opposed to the top of this block. You don't want it like this. Just in case you're stacking these, you don't want that redstone torch to be taken out when you're building underneath it. So put it right there. We'll replace this block, 2 more powered rails, and regular rails going all the way down, and we'll keep going until the last 3 blocks. So for the last 3 blocks, we'll come to the center of them, and again, take out this block, take out the one behind it, and place another redstone torch. Close that back up, and finish it off with the last 3 powered rails. Now all that's left is to do the same thing on the other side, but I will go ahead, take one of my minecarts with hopper, and get it started. So we'll come around the back, same thing on this side, except in reverse order. So a powered rail, take out this block. Actually, the redstone torch is already there, so that repeated step is unnecessary. Put the block back. All it is 3 powered rails, a bunch of regular rails. When you come to the front, we'll go ahead and place the powered rail on top of the hopper again, regular rail, and then the last 3 powered rails. Okay, I see where I messed up. What's supposed to happen is this hopper is actually supposed to be beneath the first dirt here, so I'm just going to quickly fix that. Okay, I fixed it. I've squished everything forward by moving these powered rails forward, moving this rail forward, moving the hopper forward so that the hopper lines up with this dirt block. And we've done the same thing on this side. So I will take my last minecart with hopper, toss it in there, and we are good to go. So as the pumpkins are growing, the observers will activate the pistons. They'll push the fully grown pumpkins into the dirt block. The hopper minecart will collect the pumpkins from on top of it and dump them into here. And these hoppers will push them into either the chest or again, the elevator system that we mentioned might be at the front here. So that's going to be it for today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that my video on making a pumpkin farm got you in the mood for Halloween coming up pretty soon. But in any case, we now have a 5-stack pumpkin farm that I'm pretty sure is going to make us a lot of money in Craftadia. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button. And in any case, I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.